Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dob from Dobby Down Coaching and Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. Spiritual readings down below. Timeline surfing, healing, and activation down below. Everything's down below. It's so much stuff down below. Patreon, Discord. Let's get into this video, bro. Drop a like. So, this is a new series I'm doing on the Shiva Puja. We got the Shiva Puja. We got the Shiva Puja. We got the Shiva. We got hey, got that Shiva Puja. Hey, hey, what? We got that Shiva Puja. What? Come on, stop playing. So this will be a Patreon or John exclusive due to the fact that I already have in my description. I have to update my Patreon description to be honest, but I want to like books that I'm reading and stuff like that. I want to give insight to that when it comes to the Asar John people, right? But I'm giving it to YouTube and to the Jada Spiritual Journey Patreon. I'm giving the first episode to y'all so that way y'all could see like, oh, you know what's I might like this or hey, I might not like this. I'm good I didn't get that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I just want y'all to get a little taste real quick, and I'm messing with it so far. So, what even is the Shiva Puja? It's called the Shiva Puja and Advanced Yajna. You know what I'm saying? So, Puja, right? Puja means the actions which give merit to something, and it also means like it's like a group of knowledge and spiritual practices, right? So the Shiva Puja, right, is pretty much it tells you the actions to do, which get you in tune with Shiva consciousness, which is essentially source consciousness, specifically relating to the observer aspect of source. You know what I'm saying? The party that simply just observes life. It's more like soul nature type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if this was Egypt, it would be more close to a moon and a sar. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to like Ra or Ptah. You know? But with that being said, right? It's also like a group of knowledge and practices that help you get in tune with Shiva consciousness, right? And then a yajna is like the unification of duality. Like the advanced Shiva yajna, John, is pretty much advanced teachings and practices to fully unify you with Shiva or Source. You know what I'm saying? Specifically the observer aspect. But let's read. I'm just gonna read the whole. It's such this first chapter was pretty short. It's called Sad I can't pronounce it, but just read with me, my guy and my girl. So, drop a like real quick too. If you ain't drop a like, come on, now stop playing. If you ain't drop a like, you playing. If you new to the channel and didn't subscribe, you playing. I ain't gonna lie. So look, it says, always study words of wisdom. With all of your capacity, act in accordance and perform the discipline of these words. In following the systems of worship they enumerate, make the worship of the Supreme Lord and don't allow your consciousness to contemplate adverse desires. Adverse desires meaning desires that are not in tune with source or the Supreme Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's saying don't even contemplate them jaws. Like of course don't do them, but don't even contemplate that. You know what I'm saying? Wipe all the dross of sin from your mind. Search for the faults and the pleasures of the world. Search your own soul for true knowledge, and very quickly try to renounce the attachments of your home. That was the first little part, right? So essentially, it's saying, study words of wisdom and renounce the mundane. I actually made a video on Patreon, and it's an essential archive about forsaking the mundane. That is something you have to do in order to ascend past the mundane. But even when you forsake the mundane, you gotta stay grounded. Also, I explained it on Patreon. For the ones who on Patreon, you already saw that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what that's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Wipe sin from your mind. Wipe these false actions from your mind. You know what I'm saying? Find the because people be doing stuff and act like it's just normal, but like when you have a spiritual perspective, you're like, bro, that is not normal and that is not pleasurable at all. Why do people do this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know. Then it says, maintain the association of true people. Take refuge with devotion in the supreme divinity, and with all your capacity, try to befriend the universe, and very quickly renounce the fruits of your labors. And we talked about this with the Bhagavad Gita, about how when you do things right, you should not be attached to the outcome of your action. Like, do things because you're just trying to serve the greater reality and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do things for only simply just a reward. And even when you get a reward, renounce it. That doesn't mean like throw your rewards away because you may need the rewards, but it means don't be attached to the rewards that you get from your actions, whether they be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Then it says, whenever possible, seek out the company of the true and knowledgeable people, and serve the sandals of their lotus feet, and ask from them even one letter of the knowledge of Brahman, and listen to the great words of the wisdom of the Vedas. So right here it's saying essentially keep the company of knowledgeable people. Now you don't gotta kiss people's feet, but it's saying show high respect for them. You know, the people who are truly knowledgeable about life and like how things work, try to keep them close. You know what I'm saying? Of course, do your own work and try to not depend on them, but you would rather be around them opposed to people who have no spirituality acting out with the side of their life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Then it says, oh, and when it says ask from them even one letter of the knowledge of Brahman, that pretty much means like ask them at least for a little bit of knowledge on God, because Brahma is the creator aspect of God. So you have Shiva, the observer and destroyer. You know what I'm saying? Then you have Vishnu, the sustainer, and then you have Brahma, the creator. If this is Egypt, Amun would be the observer and destroyer. Then Ra would be the sustainer, and then Ptah would be the creator. Literally, you know what I'm saying? It's literally the same shit, but different cultures. So in different cultures, the deities appear in different ways. In different cultures, they personify these energies in different ways based upon the way that they live and how they see people around them and how they interpret things. You know what I'm saying? But it's still the same exact energy, you know? So long story short, it's saying with these people, at least ask for just a little bit of knowledge about God. You know what I'm saying? And how the creation works and stuff like that. You know, that's what it's pretty much saying, right? And then it says, listen to the words of the Vedas. You know what I'm saying? And any other spiritual text. Then it says, always contemplate the great words of wisdom. Take refuge in the great words of wisdom and stay far away from the bondages of the soul and search for the real inner meanings of the texts of wisdom. I am one with God. Always maintain this attitude. Make renunciation of the many thoughts of the mind and leave the egotism of your body, and don't debate idle philosophies with intellectuals. When it says don't debate idle philosophies with intellectuals, so there's people who are very intellectual and have no spirituality, right? Do not debate with them, bro. Because these people need heavy based logic, right? And for these kind of people, they can't accept more intuitive information and philosophies that aren't based in heavy, super duper concrete knowledge. So with basic ass philosophies that are just overly intellectual, don't even argue with those people, bro. Yeah, they may be smart in the intellectual sense, they could be good at school, but they have no real spiritual wisdom. There's no point of even talking to them people, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it says, when it says make renunciation of the many thoughts of the mind, bro, we have so many thoughts come inside of our mind, just let them jaws flow, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let them jaws flow. And of course, leave the egotism of your body. Egotism is pretty much, so while being inside this body, right, you perceive yourself as an individual who's separate from everybody else, right? You develop your own identity and personality and stuff like that. It's cool to have that, but you should not be attached to that. So you should try to, you know what I'm saying? It's not like killing the ego, but it's like you leave that behind, you know? And you realize that, yes, I have this character, but I'm also source. That's why I said I am one with God. Always maintain that attitude, you know? Then it says, take the cure for the illness of uncontrolled desire. Serve your doctor as a beggar would serve a lord. Don't seek the associations of pleasure seekers and self-centered individuals. When it says take the cure for the illness of uncontrolled desire, the cure for uncontrolled desire is getting in tune with source. You know what I'm saying? Because when you are actually one with source, you have no more external desire, because all the external desires that you really have are just really your desire to unify with source being kind of perverted and distorted inside the external world, you know? That's why people be going through all these external things just to find happiness inside themselves the whole entire time. They were looking outside in the world the whole entire time when all they needed was themselves and source. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it says that, you know? Take the cure, aka unify with source to control your desires, and then serve source, aka serve your doctor, aka source, as a beggar would serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So this doesn't mean like there's a separate power that you need to serve, but it's like, bro, this higher power is literally you, bro. So do here, so do what you. I said do here, do what you came here to do. You see what I'm saying? Serve that higher power as a beggar would serve his Lord. You see what I'm saying? And do not be around people who only care about seeking pleasure and are very self-centered, you know? Don't be around that because it could rub off on you type shit, you know? So with that being said, it says remain contented with whatever you receive in a divine union, that which God has consented to give. So stay happy with what you get in life, pretty much, you know? Remain the same while undergoing all the pairs of opposites like hot and cold, pleasure and pain, and don't give expression to worthless speech. That's a really important one. When it says remain the same while undergoing all pairs of opposites, hot and cold, pleasure and pain, good and bad, right and wrong. No matter what you experience, it's telling you to stay the exact same. Because I talked about this inside of a Mastering the Mundane episode about how people get attached to higher stuff. People get attached to pleasure and all this good stuff, so therefore when something bad happens, they can't handle it. You see what I'm saying? But source, right? The observer, which is what Shiva is literally the observer aspect of source that is detached from all things that happen externally. That's why it's saying like, bro, when you have the observer state, everything's neutral. You know what I'm saying? You don't care if something good or bad happens. It's all the same type shit. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's really important that you don't let good things overly excite you and that you don't let bad things overly make you feel bad. You see what I'm saying? You should always stay balanced and have a neutral perspective, you know? But neutral doesn't mean that you're okay with the bad stuff. It means that you accept that bad things happen and you learn how to simply just overcome it and not let it get a reaction out of you. You know what I'm saying? You understand the ebbs and flow of life and that sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. And then you transcend the good and bad and understand how all things are necessary and how nothing's really good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, yeah, that's why I said that. Don't look to get grace from other men, and don't seek to obtain something from other men. So with that being said, right, you should validate yourself. You don't need other people to validate you, bro. Validate yourself, you know? Then it says, sit down in a quiet, conducive, and comfortable environment and contemplate the supreme divinity, you know? So sit down, meditate, and contemplate source. Look into yourself with the fullness of consciousness and see the bondage of the gross world to the soul and reduce your necessity for action in the world. Don't allow your thoughts to be bound by karma. With the strength of wisdom, free your mind from bondage. The physical world does bond us a lot, bro. Like, for example, what's one thing that you're bonded to? Eating food. There's people who don't. I'm not saying stop eating food right now, because especially if you've never stopped. People, there's people who've never fasted for a whole day. If you stopped eating food, you would die. It's like a heroin addict who's addicted to heroin. If they go off that shit immediately, that they'll fucking die. You gotta wean them off type shit. It's the same with food. Like, so that's not for everybody, of course. But you see how you're bonded to food and stuff like that. But there's people who literally don't eat food at all. You know what I'm saying? But aside from just food, your pleasures bind you, your desires bind you, the things that you want bind you. You know what I'm saying? So it's saying see all that binds you, and then pretty much overcome that. It said reduce your necessity for action in the world. So of course take action to serve the creation, but when it says reduce your action, it's saying that, bro, when you peep that many things bind you, it's like, why do I even do these things. Like, let me stop doing these bonding actions. Then you just become okay with just being in tune with source type shit. I'm not. I'm not saying nor is this thing saying to not act at all, because even inside the Gita, it told you guys to act and stuff like that. But it's just saying that most of your actions are causing bondage inside this world. Therefore, you should reduce those actions. You see what I'm saying? Then when it says don't allow your thoughts to be bound by karma, and with the strength of wisdom to free your mind from bondage. So thoughts being bound by karma, right? That means that when you have a certain thought, right? Oh, I want to act out this desire, right? If you have that thought and act it out, right? It builds karma. It builds an energetic residue inside your system that makes you more likely to actually do that thing again. You see what I'm saying? So it's saying don't let your thoughts be bound by karma. You know what I'm saying? Also, don't allow your thoughts to be simply like repeated desires over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And also do not let your thoughts be bound by these energetic residues. Transcend these residues and open your mind up to source. You know what I'm saying? Don't just have thoughts that are just karmic residues and old stuff from the past is popping up and all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. Experience the fruits of your actions that you performed in the past. The fruits which are being experienced in the present and after the past karma is complete, with an attitude of one mind, go to the realms of union with the highest divinity and remain there. So it's saying that for all the good, well, really not even all good, for all the past actions that you do, right? Experience those fruits. Clear out your karma, right? You know what I'm saying? Clear out, like, because, for example, when we come to the earth, right, we play out several different karmas. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my ex, right? I just found out recently that me and her had certain past life things, and that the way that certain things played out here is the same in the stars. In the stars, it was worse. So I ain't gonna lie. It's serious. It was worse. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But because of that, right? Like I'm clearing out that cycle, and it's saying as you clear out all that karma, because I was kind of in a sense bound to karma. Because when I saw that girl, right, for the first time, I just like I'm like, yo, I should hug that girl, and I just hugged her randomly. Then we just became cool ever since then, and then we dated like years later. It was a whole thing, but that was literally my soul recognizing her soul, and that karma was playing out. You know what I'm saying? That energetic residue was playing out. You see what I'm saying? But now that that's over, right? And as the other karmic residues play themselves out and end out. You know what I'm saying? It's saying that once you're done with all your karma, unify with source, it stay there. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep building up karma, because you could clear out karma, right, and then build it up again. For example, with me, right? Let's use the same exact example. Let's say that 2 years later, I hit my ex back up and get with her and stuff like that. It's gonna build more karma. You see what I'm saying? When the karma could have already been done, you know? So, yeah. Then it says, whoever will read these 5 verses and with a still consciousness every day contemplate the essence of these verses, for him or her, the great flames of bondage to objects and relationships and disruptions to the soul's peace will be quickly eradicated. So it says that anybody who reads these verses and stuff like that, you will obtain freedom from the bondages of life, you know? And then that's where that part ended. Wait. Oh no, well yeah, then it started with something else. I'll just this is like a prayer thing kind of. I'll just say what it says. F it, right? It says, "We bow to the respected great Lord of wisdom. We bow to Lakshmi and Narayana, which are the goal of existence and the perceiver of all. We bow to Uma and Mahasvara, aka she who protects existence and the great consciousness or seer of all. We bow to Vani and Hiranyagarbha, Sarasvati and Brahma, who create the cosmic existence. We bow to Sasi and Purandara, Indra and his wife, who preside over all that is divine." If there's any Hindus watching this and I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize. We bow to the mothers and fathers. We bow to the chosen deity of worship. We bow to the we bow to the family deity of worship. We bow to the village deity of worship. We bow to the particular household deity of worship. We bow to the established deity of worship. We bow to all the gods, and we bow to the knowers of divinities. That was like a little like prayer thing, and then after that, it's more knowledge and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that will be next video, which will be a Patreon exclusive on the Asar John one only. But with that being said, it has been your boy Dot from Diamond Coaching Entertainment. My coaching links are down below. Like the video, Patreon down below, Discord down below. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Peace.